Hi, I'm Michael Senoff, founder and CEO of HardToFindSeminars.com. For the last 5 years, I've interviewed the world's best business and marketing minds. Now my challenge is to build the world's largest free resource for online, downloadable audio business interviews. I've learned a lot in the last 5 years, and today I'm going to show you the skills you need to survive. Hi, it's Michael Senoff with Michael Senoff's HardToFindSeminars.com. Here's another flash recording with one of my audio marketing secret students, a gentleman from Chile who's in the specialty advertising business. He had emailed me asking my opinion about his specialty advertising products and what other types of businesses I would advise him to get into. And obviously, I encouraged him to get into developing and creating audio information products using digital audio interviews. And in this consultation, it lasts about an hour. We cover a lot of ground here. I talk a lot about some of the inside negotiating tactics that I use to set up joint venture ideas and to find and develop and create audio information products. I think you'll find a lot of value in this consult. So without further ado, let's get going.
Hey, thank you for your advice regarding the corporate gift business that I have here in Chile. Actually, I've been very successful. I have 1 year here, but I like the idea to move to another business. So I would like if we can use this time to know a little more details about the audio business that you are developing. How can I apply your ideas here in this market in Chile? What kind of industry should I focus? What kind of services should I, what kind of companies, what kind of ideas? So that is the main topic that I would like to discuss.
You've been doing the corporate gifts for how long?
For 1 year.
Are you importing, or how does it work? Are you a distributor? Tell me how you have this set up.
I developed this web page here in Chile. I import from China. I have alliances with 3 companies in the U.S., the 3 largest. And then I have 50 companies in China. All combined, I have over 116,000 products, but usually I have imported 200 of them, of the whole list. Then I go to companies here. I offer the product, and once I have the purchase order from my client, then I go and do the import. So actually I have no risk. I just need 30 days, which is the time since I do the import with China or the US until I collect here in Chile.
So what kind of inventory are you sitting on right now?
Right now I have $15,000 in inventory. Most of them is electronic products that I sell very often. So that is the only inventory that I have. The rest, I do the import once I have the purchase order from the client. So then I don't have any inventory for the rest of the product.
In 1 year, how have sales been going for you, and what are some of the challenges that you've experienced?
I started last year in August, which is just the right time to start this kind of business because the sales for Christmas are very important. I started with 10 clients, and now I have over 500. And from those 500 customers, I have 10% who buy more than once a year. I have had almost 1 order every month from these 10 companies, and they are very good.
Okay, so you've got some nice clients.
Yes, one of the most interesting clients are in healthcare. People like Merck Chardam, some banks. Also, they buy once a month, not only for the Christmas gift for their clients.
Are you doing imprinting on them, or is your sources doing the imprinting in the U.S. and China?
If I have the time, I do it in China. Usually I don't have the time, so I import the goods and I outsource the imprinting here.
You haven't had any problems with quality coming from China or anything like that?
No, I have no problem because we send them the sample. I print one sample here and send them by mail. They check the quality that I am looking for, plus they have all the freehand pictures.
All right, so is there anything that you don't like about the business? What makes you want to consider another opportunity?
I feel there is too much competition in this business at the moment in Chile. It is very easy to set up your company and start doing the same thing that I am doing. I think the margins are going down and down, so I need to focus on more research, going to look for more companies with cheaper prices, so I prefer to move to another industry with higher returns.
Were you born in Chile?
I was born in Chile, yes.
Okay, how old are you?
I am 33.
You're 33, okay. And what were you doing before this specialty advertising? Were you in school?
I am a civil engineer. I worked 7 years in a construction company. I worked 3 years in the U.S., in Dallas. This construction company does coating walls for office buildings and skyscrapers. They do the same in Chile. I finished with them a year and a half ago. Then I have not been involved in the construction anymore. I feel that the construction is a very difficult market, and the construction companies in Chile, they are very picky with the details, and they are very slow to pay, so I prefer not to get involved with the construction anymore, at least in Chile.
Okay. You know, margins with your specialty advertising and giftware, they're really commodities, especially where anybody can access the same type of items from China. And you understand the margins are going lower and lower because anyone can do it. So you have no exclusivity, and you're always going to be facing new competition and new markets. It is a hard way to live. And the real advantage of audio or creating and controlling your own product, first of all, the main advantage is you are in control. If you interviewed 10 different experts on a subject, your voice interviewing them, it becomes your product. No one can rip it off. You know, you could have someone to try and create 10 audio interviews. It's a lot of work, but most people won't go to that trouble. But the biggest advantage, I would tell you, is that you are in control and it is your product. No one can go around you and steal it from you because it's your personality, your voice. Does that make sense to you?
Oh, sure.
That's number one. Number two, obviously, and you've probably seen from my audio marketing secrets, the margins are phenomenal. You have no inventory whatsoever. You can deliver your audio message or your audio products or your transcripts of your audio via the internet. Except for your production costs and your time involved in creating your product, you have no expense. You have no hard costs at all. And that's just such a tremendous advantage because the margins can be just astronomical. No other product or service can bring in these types of margins for the amount of time involved. So your time involved in creating your product or developing your product, there may be a lot of time on the front end, but once it's done, and you're able to sell and distribute and duplicate that product without any restrictions and really, except for your marketing efforts, without any additional time. And you understand that, right?
Oh, yes, that's why we are talking now.
Okay, so here's a very tough question. With so many things to sell and so many different markets, you've got to decide, okay, what am I going to sell? And one thing I tell people is, if you look at all the audios on my website and all the things I'm doing, I'm only doing things that I'm really passionate about and really interested in and interested in learning about. So I would ask you this, what are you passionate about? Are there any other kinds of subjects or any things you do that you have a high level of interest for, that if you decided to create a product around those interests, you're never wasting your time? You could be learning at the same time as creating a product. Do you have anything like that that really interests you, some subjects or topics that you've considered? I'm sure you've thought about it a little bit before we talked. Anything?
Oh, yes. I really love to study, to learn more things, to search in the internet for courses. That's why your webpage is a great place for learning. It is like a university, you know. You have too much material. I would love to spend my whole life reading those materials and new products and new books and giving some advice to other people. So consulting is a very interesting topic. And so I need to think in a very specific kind of consulting. What about if I can develop audio products in marketing consultants for the Spanish Latin American market? I need to think much bigger than Chile only, because Chile is a very small country. So I need to go for the whole Spanish speakers there in the internet. So I would like to know more about your company, how you got the rights. For example, you have a lot of material from J. Abraham. How did you have the permission from him to do this kind of promote the products they have? Some of them are free and they are internet, but another one, they are not in the internet, like the super expensive seminars that you offer.
Well, if you read my bio and read the whole story of how I got started, I don't have the rights or the license to sell his stuff. The way I got started was I had a list of people who went to his expensive seminars. Hi, it's Michael Senoff with HardToFindSeminars.com. Thanks for watching this video. You know, many of my interviews last 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, sometimes even up to 2.5 hours long. They're actual mini seminars, and you've just listened to a short sample of just one of over 117 hours of exciting, hard-hitting, mind-blowing interviews on how to make money in direct mail, advertising, copywriting. I assure you, there is not a resource source anywhere on the internet or on the planet that comes close to the free information I provide at hardtofindseminars.com. So go right now to hardtofindseminars.com and you'll have free access to 117 hours of audio interviews with typed word-for-word downloadable transcripts and downloadable MP3 files. Please browse some more of the videos or go right directly to hardtofindseminars.com. Thanks for watching.